Hi guys, my name is Ito. I'm 20 years old, come from Brazil. I've been in Australia for 15 years and I'm here today to talk about the differences in traditional foods between Australia and Brazil. I'll deliver this by outlining breakfast, lunch and dinner, which are fairly common both in Brazil and Australia. And I'll talk to you guys about how that works. So in Brazil, typically breakfast will start off by sending the youngest to the bakery to get fresh bread, and they'll come back with fresh bread, and we'll all have bread with some mozzarella and some milk or coffee. It's generally a very quick thing, just to get the day started, get everyone up and going towards where they need to be. It's not really heavy; it's just bread, some butter, and some mozzarella, and off you go. In Australia, breakfast, it really depends on what industry you come from. Like, I've seen some of my friends having breakfast at work and they've literally got like a sausage roll and a can of mother. To me, that's a little bit concerning in terms of their nutritional intake. And I don't think it's very appropriate at all, especially because generally at work they're having breakfast at 5 a.m. For lunch in Brazil, everyone usually goes home at about midday and will only return to work at 1. So we'll usually have a sit-down meal of rice, beans, chicken, salad, and then some fruits after the meal, and then a bit of a wind down just to relax before you go to work. In Australia, for lunch, it's a similar thing. If you're working in an environment where you're working in a factory, you go to the tuck shop, you get a sandwich, you go back to your seat, you have a can of energy drink, and that's what you scoff down before you go back to work. Dinner, I think it's probably where Australians and Brazilians share similar values. It's usually a home-cooked meal where the family comes together and makes it and has it together. But that's when traditional dishes come in. In Brazil, typically for a dinner, we might have a feijoada, which is a bean dish, and there'll be bean, pork belly, and sausage in it, with a few herbs and spices, and that will be accompanied by some rice and maybe some salad. In Australia, a traditional dish might be a roast, typical roast with some potatoes, some veggies, and then you might have on an odd occasion, a few sweet potatoes, a few carrots, and then that's going to be your dinner. That's essentially a brief overview of everything. I think it's a little bit difficult to incorporate everything into one video, but I think that in terms of nutrition and healthier dietary intakes, I think Brazil is a lot better at providing the right balance. But I think in Australia, it just become part of our routine not to have enough time to actually be able to balance out our diets accordingly to what we need it to be. Thank you for having me, and I'll give Nicky my email. If you guys have any further questions, please contact me, and I hope you guys enjoyed my brief overview.